Welcome to the Lackawanna County Highway Safety Forum. My name is James May, and I'm the Regional Press Director for the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. This time of year, we often say it's one of the busiest times of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year, but we also say that from Atlantic to Pacific, the traffic is terrific, which means there's a lot of people out on the roads right now. Very busy time, a very happy time of year, but unfortunately this can be one of the most dangerous times of the year as well. So what we are here today, we have a great panel of individuals who's up here with us. We wanted to take just a few moments today and highlight some of the resources that are available to us to help keep all of us safer on the roads. There's a part that we can be doing, but then some other resources and things that we have available to us to try to keep the roads safe this holiday season, and that's really what our goal is. I'm joined by my cohort, my right-hand man. I'm the Lone Ranger in Tonto, Michael Toludo, and Mike is with us. Mike, take just a few minutes, first of all. Let us know your title, your role, and some of the work that you do to keep us safe here on the roads.
Mike Toludo, Safety Press Officer for PennDOT, and today we're here to talk about safety. I just want to bring up one thing, is the child passenger safety seat. This holiday season, as we may overlook that if you have young children under the age of 12 in your car, and make sure that they're in the proper child seat carrier. So that's one issue. Also, if it's winter and you can have your car stocked up on your winter, get ready for your car ready for winter.
Mike, some of the resources that you make available, I know that we do the car seat checks because I hear you across the office from me putting those things together. You do those, but you also do some things for seniors. Tell us about some of the programs that you're involved in from your office.
Well, we have several different programs. We have teen driving. We specialize in teen driving. We can go out and educate children, school children on teen driving. Also, we have the senior drivers, where mature drivers, we could help them out and present a program for them. We also have, again, the car seat checks. So there's several different programs that we do have.
You mentioned before the importance of putting together an emergency kit for your car and making sure that your car is serviced properly. Where can I get more information on those, what I should have in my car, and what I can do to make sure my car is in good working condition?
PennDOT.gov, and we could, there's a list available online.
Okay. PennDOT.pa.gov, correct? Is
yes.
That okay? Make sure we got because I work with all these folks up here, but I'm not sure that I know everybody's exact title with what organization that they're with. So, Christina, go ahead and give us your name and your organization. What do you do this time of year to help keep people safe on the roads?
Well, we try to go out and advocate for safety. I'm with the Community Traffic Safety Program, Lackawanna County Highway Safety Project, and we're out basically at the holidays to try to teach safety, because although the holidays are known for being merry and bright, they are the most deadliest time of the year. Driving after drinking is deadly, and we all know that. If you have been driving, what we'd like to do is promote NHTSA's Safer Ride app to help you call a friend or family member, pinpoint your location, and arrange to be picked up. If you've been drinking, please do not drive during the holidays.
And that app, tell me what that app is and how would I go about getting that? It's available, I assume, for Apple and Android?
Play, yes,
okay.
On Google Play, Safer Ride app, and download it. And when you open it up, it'll say drive sober or get pulled over, and you'll see there is buttons there to call a taxi, which will pinpoint your location, and you would put in a friend or a family member to come pick you up. So all you would have to do is open Safer Ride app, hit the button, and you will be able to call a friend or call taxi to get home safely. And please don't drink or drive. And please remember to buckle up during the holidays.
I think it's so important that we think these things through ahead of time while people are sober. You know, the time to think about how do I get a taxi or how do I call a friend, that time is not when you've been out drinking too much. And so right now is the time, somebody watching this, if you pass this information on, Safer Ride, that's the name of the app, correct?
Safer Ride. Yes,
okay.
And it is the National Highway Transportation's app. So again, you can find it on Apple or Google Play.
Okay,
download.
Great resource there. And this is a busy time for you. What do you have planned as far as work-wise and over the next few weeks here in preparation for Christmas to keep people safe on the roads? You go out and speak a lot on behalf of Lackawanna County as well, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And hopefully what we're doing is there are some mobilizations that are going on right now through December 31st. Buzz driving is drunk drunk driving. So you will see the municipal police departments and the state police out in force trying to keep everyone safe through the holidays. So what we try to do is we try to complement those departments and work along with them to give them and get the word out about the mobilizations that are going on right now.
And if anybody wants to reach out to you for that, how would they do that?
Yes, you can reach me at sullivanclackawannacounty.org, or you can call me 570-963-6743. Extension 1873, that's a long one, but for any programs, school programs, teen programs, and so forth, we can come out. We could provide informational materials for the schools or any organizations, community organizations, and I'm hoping that everybody has a safe and wonderful holiday.
And I know we've worked together with the DUI memorial that came to town recently.
Yes.
Those are the types of things that either you can offer directly or you have the resources there to make available to people to help young people understand the importance of safe driving and not drinking and driving, buckling up, and those type of things. So thank you for your work, and what both of you guys do is a great resource here for Lackawanna County.
Thank you.
Okay, next I'll have the two of you, I guess, together. If you would give your name and the organization that you are with.
I'm Barbara Durkin. I am the director of the Lackawanna Susquehanna Office of Drug and Alcohol Programs. My office is tasked with assessing individuals who are in need of treatment services and then placing them in a treatment program. In regards to the topic of safe driving during the holiday season, if there are individuals who are struggling with alcohol use or another substance use disorder, my office can be contacted at any time, 24 hours a day, to do a brief screening, an assessment, and a referral to treatment services. Typically that goes for individuals who have no funding whatsoever, so they don't have access to insurance, or they have medical assistance, but we are able to work with individuals who have private insurance who just don't know where to go.
What do you find, and I haven't prepped you with any of these questions, but I'm just more curious now, what do you find is people's biggest hindrance to coming and getting help right now?
I think people don't know where to go. They don't know where to turn for assistance, so unfortunately they stay sick. So my office has been trying to work with the county commissioners here in Lackawanna County and some of our prevention individuals to get the message out there that we're here. We are able to get people connected with treatment pretty quickly if they need it. There's been some momentum within Lackawanna County about recovery-oriented systems of care and meeting people where they're at.
Say that again. What is recovery?
Oriented systems of care.
What does that mean?
So there's an initiative that's come down from the state in regards to the utilization of certified recovery specialists. So if there's someone in the community who's struggling with a substance use disorder, someone who's in recovery themselves can meet that person wherever they're at and try to connect them with treatment services. I think, people struggle with really just not knowing where to go. They don't know what's available to them. They say, I don't have any funding, I don't know what to do. And I'm really trying to get out there the message of services that my office can provide and what my staff can do to connect people with treatment, especially during the holiday season.
I was just going to ask that. That was going to be my next question. Do you see any kind of uptick going up or down over the holidays that people?
Typically my office sees a lull between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People are so focused on what they're doing for the holidays.
Right.
We see an increase in needs for treatment after the new year. People kind of come up with look at their life and how they reacted during the holiday and realize maybe there's a problem, and then they start to reach out. Treatment is available at any time. I really am trying to get the message out that we're here and we're able to connect people with appropriate services wherever they're at in the community.
And you work with alcohol addiction and drug addiction.
My office will provide a screening and assessment for any substance of choice. Obviously, we're seeing an increase in opiate use here within Lackawanna County, but alcohol still continues to be a major problem, and drunk driving still continues to be a major problem. So we want to start to do some of the prevention work on the front end so that we don't see an increase in those type of incidents. Jeff Thomas is a prevention provider through the Voluntary Action Center. He partners with my office in regards to a lot of prevention work. He's been instrumental in some of the underage drinking initiatives that have been done in the schools. So I turn it over to him for any other questions.
Okay. She almost stole all your thunder there. So that's all right. So again, your name and your title?
My name is Jeffrey Thomas. I'm the Director of Prevention Services at the Voluntary Action Center. Currently serve as a service provider for Lackawanna County drug and alcohol programs.
And when you say service provider, obviously you're not providing drugs to people, you're providing various services. What are the types of services that you would provide to people?
Okay. In opening in the school districts throughout Lackawanna County, we provide evidence-based programming, including life skills as well as Too Good for Drugs. These programs consist of 10 sessions. There's a pre and post-test evaluation, as well as we receive outcomes for the students, what they learned and what we need to work on within our programs.
You say evidence-based. What does that mean if it's an evidence-based program?
It's actually scientifically based. It has to meet fidelity as well. The program has to be met in fidelity, and it's a rigorous schedule in regards to that.
Okay, so most of your work is taking place in high schools. What age group do you find that you're working with the most?
We go from elementary schools, middle schools, as well as high schools. If I could bring something up, in early November we had a SAD Youth Conference where we had 13 school districts participate. In regards to the SAD conference, it's Students Against Destructive Decision Making.
Oh.
The theme of the conference was building resiliency and showing individuals how to make proper decisions.
I know there's probably not an exact answer for this, but what ages do you see people start getting involved in drug? Is it safe to assume that age is becoming lower and lower?
Yes, onset through research, it's about 13 years old.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, and I assume that there's exposure to it. You say you're working in the elementary schools, exposure to it, and I guess trying to help young people, even before they get to that point, understanding the needs of not making destructive decisions. Okay,
Absolutely.
Good. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to reach out to you guys?
My office for the Lackawanna Susquehanna Office of Drug and Alcohol Programs, you can contact me directly, Barbara Durkin, at the telephone number of 570-963-6315. My email is durkinb@lsodap.org.
Okay.
Sorry, that's a mouthful. I apologize.
Okay, and if anybody is watching, you might not be the one to have an issue with drug addiction or alcohol addiction, but probably all of us can look and see somebody that we know who is. And this is the people up here are a great resource, either to pass on to individuals, or if you know somebody who works at a church, with a youth group, with a school, to get these men and women before students and help them understand and tackle some of these issues right away. So let me step over here if I can. Again, if you could give your name and the organization that you're with, and then we'll get a little bit into what you're doing over the holiday season here.
Sure. I'm Carrie Klein. I'm the Assistant Coordinator with the Northeast Highway Safety Program. We do highway safety outreach for Luzerne, Wyoming, Susquehanna, and Wayne counties. So basically this time of the year we do a lot of DUI outreach, trying at around the college and high school levels to try to prevent underage drinking, DUI drinking, especially at this time of the year. It's a prominent thing.
What do you find to be the best, deterrent for young people? I mean, I'm the father of 3 children, 22, 19, and 17. And at that age, they tend to think that they're indestructible. Nothing can ever come to them. They're never going to be in an accident. How do we go about helping young people understand the importance of this issue?
We actually brought the DUI memorial in, which kind of brought it to life for the kids, and they were able to see individuals that were actually killed in highway crashes involving DUI, and I think that kind of brings it more to their level, that they're able to see that this is an outcome of what they can do.
Okay. Anything else that you guys have planned, and if people want to participate in something like this with the DUI Memorial, how would they reach out to you, and what other resources might you offer to anybody who could be watching this right now?
We do a lot with the colleges too. So we do different things at different times of the year. We're going out to the colleges. If they were interested in reaching me, my email is kklein@csswb.org.
And spell Klein?
Kline.
Just like it sounds. Okay. All right, good. I'm going to skip Eileen for now and have Lieutenant come over here. Yep, okay. How you doing here? Good. So what's going on here in the city of Scranton? Are there any DUI checkpoints that we need to, don't give too much detail there, but not that I'm asking because I'm afraid of them, but just what do you guys do, especially over the next few months, to help promote safety along the roads?
Well, what we have been doing is some aggressive driver, buckle up PA programs where we're going to target aggressive drivers, seatbelt violations and things like that to keep our drivers safe here in the city. We're also going to do, like you said, some DUI checkpoints throughout the this month, next month, just to make sure that everybody's going to be safe out there and get those drivers off the streets.
What do you find to be the excuses that people give when, say, something like not wearing a seatbelt? Do you hear those excuses that say, well, I didn't wear it because, and what are those reasons that people try to give to you?
Well, the most common excuse we hear is that, well, I'm only going a few blocks, or I'm almost home, it's not that far. Things like that we hear, or oh, I forgot. It's just, anything they could think of, really, they try. It's uncomfortable. Things like that we try to reinforce, but you're better off with a seatbelt on in the vehicle than outside the vehicle.
Yeah, going through a window is much less comfortable than wearing a seatbelt, I'm sure. So you guys, I know that we're partnering with you on a separate note, just up yesterday, this week at the Harrison Avenue Bridge. We always at PennDOT reach out to you guys, and I appreciate the work that you do there. But a lot of times we don't think about your personal interest. That we always see the uniform and the hat and we think, oh, it's just a big bad policeman, they're out to get us and out to give us tickets for no good reasons. But I think it's important to remember that you're doing this to keep us as drivers safe, but also to keep other people safe on the road as well.
Right, like you said, you have a family, I have a family. I have two children, they're 20 and 21 years of age. They're out there driving. My wife, I like to see them safe as well. So it's just not, for the drivers, for our whole community that we want to keep safe.
Anything in particular that you see this time of year that's especially dangerous? I always think this time of year there's so many variables out there with it getting dark, you have snow on the ground, you have parties. Is there anything this time of year especially that you see that's a little bit greater concern than maybe other times?
Well, like you say, with the holiday season starting with Thanksgiving, going through Christmas, the weather is changing. All right, we're going to get some slippery conditions, but there are more parties. Yeah. All right, people are they're going to go out and have a drink or two or maybe more. And that's where we have the issues that they don't realize that they are getting intoxicated, where they could call somebody or designate a driver and have responsibility for themselves.
Yep. Download that app that Christina was talking about as earlier, the Safer Ride app, and that way you can download the app instead of having someone like you pull them over. Yes. And get some fines. And everybody always asks, what is the fine with this? Many times the fine is a certain amount, but then you add in the court costs and suspension of license and everything else that comes along with that. And even worse than that, the idea of living with yourself for the rest of your life, knowing that you might have taken somebody's life or put somebody in the hospital because of a poor decision that you made on some evening after a party.
That's right. That's not worth it. You're right.
Certainly
it's really not worth it.
And speaking of not worth it, not that Eileen is not worth it, but we go through, and I think so many times we look at these as sort of stats and numbers and facts, and we look at it as a file full of how many people were killed in a holiday season. You have a button on your coat. This is very personal for you, and you are probably our most vocal, passionate advocate that we have for keeping people safe behind the wheel, because it's hit you personally. What caused you to become so passionate about this issue?
Well, as we all know, July 5th of 2010, my son was killed by somebody else, a distracted semi-truck driver, and it just compelled me to do road safety. As you know, my son was killed down in Monroe County on Route 33, and he was in a work zone, so that made me reach out to you. But there's no text, cell phone, Snapchat, anything worth the life. He was speeding going 69 in a 45-mile work
Not your
zone.
son, the other driver, right?
The truck driver, right. My son was coming north, and my son was at a party. My son only had 2 beers, but he didn't drive. He stayed overnight. My son did everything right. It was somebody else who did everything wrong. So, that's why we talk about not drinking, not driving, not being on your cell phone, and it's very hard for me to talk about, but I go nationally and locally and talk to everybody about being safe on our roads. It took my son's life, and that's why I'm here. You know, we don't want to drink and drive. You know, we don't want to be on our cell phones. We don't want to be speeding because he was speeding. And we always, always, always want to wear our seatbelts. It's very important. That day, no matter what happened, my son's life was taken. It's a terrible tragedy. It's still hard for me to talk about, but we want to make sure that we arrive alive. We want to take every precaution that we can to make sure our loved ones come home. My son will never come home. My son, the holidays are very hard for me. We all know that after that, my husband was diagnosed with ALS. My husband right now is not doing well, but the after effects of losing a child and a loved one by something so preventable.
Yeah.
So preventable. Not drinking and driving, preventable. Call somebody, you know, get a cab. Have somebody get that designated driver. You don't want somebody like this showing up at your door telling you that your loved one is gone. Be something so preventable. They are out there doing their jobs, doing everything they can. They do not want to come to your home and tell you that your loved one has passed away by something so preventable. So you just want to make sure that these holidays are coming up. You want to be happy. You want to go out and celebrate, but you want to come home to your loved ones alive. You want them to come home, you know, in one piece. So you can celebrate, but just make sure you always have that designated driver. You want to go out, but you want to make sure that these right here are turned off. You want to make sure they're in the off position. You don't want them to be on the phone and you're distracted. 1 second, you take your eyes off the road and you can cause yourself to be killed or somebody else to be killed.
Share the acronym PASS. That's something that we came up with together,
yes,
but
yes,
go ahead and share that. So for anybody who is out there watching, you know, we talk about this a lot, and it is so important that we do what we're talking about, that we encourage our children to do this, and we get this message out to be safe on the roads for us, for the other people, for our passengers,
100%.
for our parents, for the parents of somebody else. You know, all of the cars here that are driving by, even as we're speaking, just the idea of being safe. So share with us the PASS acronym.
PASS is all phones off. A is no alcohol or anything addictive. S is for no speeding, and S for always, always, always wear that seatbelt. Every time you pass, before you get into your vehicle, you will arrive home alive. And we say it all the time, everywhere I speak, and it's starting to click because when I'm walking down the mall, I'll hear somebody yell out to me, Mrs. Miller. I pass every time I get into my car. And I have these bracelets that are red, white, and blue. It says the Paul Miller story, Stop Distracted Driving. And I give them to all the children or adults, or you know, wherever I'm out, and I tell them to wrap it around their phone or to put it on their stick shift and think of my son and to all the lives that have been lost to distracted driving, or, you know, as we say, PASS. It's very, very important. Holidays are here, like we say, you know, the roads are bad, pay attention to the roads. Go out, you can have a good time in the city of Scranton or wherever you're at, but please, 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 always be very conscious when you get into that vehicle. You know, do I want to make it home alive? Do I want to kill somebody else? Think before you get into that vehicle. You don't want to be like me and have lost a loved one due to something so preventable. And these are all preventable because they're behavior choices. They are behavior choices. You are making a choice when you get into that vehicle of what you're doing.
And that whole acronym PASS, I started telling that to my kids right after they passed their driver's test. And I said, you guys might have passed your driver's test, might have passed for your permit, but you need to remember the acronym PASS. So if you have children, that's a good way to remember that. PASS, make sure your phone is down, alcohol, no drinking and driving, don't get in the car with somebody who's been drinking or driving or intoxicated in any way. Slow down, you know, make sure that you're not speeding, and always wear your seatbelt. Those are some of the things that we can do. Great team of people up here, and there's many others who are participants with us, who are partners with us here at PennDOT to ensure that we're all safe on the roads. So I tell you what I'm going to do. Instead of giving out everybody's email again, or their contact information, my contact information is jamay, J-A-M-A-Y, at pa.gov. My phone number is 570-963-4044. Again, 570-963-4044, or jamay at pa.gov. And I don't know all the answers, but I know a lot of people who do. So you can contact me, and I'll get you in touch with. I know, Eileen, you go out and speak in schools a lot of times, extremely passionate, wonderful program, the DUI Memorial, and a lot of resources up here to keep all of us safe here in northeastern Pennsylvania. So on behalf of the Lackawanna County Highway Safety Forum, I think that's the name we called ourselves, right? Okay. Just want to wish everybody a very safe and happy holiday. Thank you very much.